Good morning, wonderful caregivers. Thank you for joining me for Let's Talk Dementia with Carol Howell. I am happy you are here. We have viewers on Facebook and YouTube and our website, Roku and Amazon Fire Stick. Wherever you are catching our show, we thank you for being here. Thanks to our sponsors who support our ministry. And today we have a new sponsor, National Association of Veterans and Families. You can find them at 800-352-2919 or www.navf.org. National Association of Veterans and Families, they speak veterans, so you don't have to. And that's a good thing, because if you need veterans benefits, boy, going through the VA will drive you bonkers. So don't do that. You want to contact them, www.navf.org, and tell them Carol sent you. Also, Beth Crosby, Editor Beth. You can find her at editorbeth.com, and whatever you're producing in the written form, she needs to help you with. So give her a call. And then HD Imports. I couldn't think of it for a minute. The mechanic that you need to see if you're anywhere near Rock Hill, South Carolina. It's worth the drive to see these folks for repair and maintenance of your Honda, Hyundai, Acura, Toyota, and Kia. Tell them Carol sent you. When you call NAVF, you be sure and tell them Carol sent you too. Nice people. I have been sending folks to NAVF and to HD Imports and now to Beth for a while, and everybody's very pleased. I only let people I like advertise on this show. You know that. I gotta like you to do that. But if you're interested in being a sponsor, be sure and write me. Or if you have questions or comments, you can write me also about that. And my email is carol@letstalkdementia.org. Don't forget about our books on our website, letstalkdementia.org, and on Amazon. Let's Talk Dementia, Amazon #1 bestseller, and our newest book, Reminisce and Worship. That's my mama's hands in that cover. I love that picture. Makes me happy and sad all in the same minute. And then we also have If My Body's a Temple, Why Am I Eating Donuts? And Mama is Confused and So Am I. You'll find those books there. Be sure and check out our podcast. It's available on our website and on iTunes, on Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast Player.fm, and Listen Notes. We're everywhere you turn, you're going to find Let's Talk Dementia. Well, I hope so anyway. So today I wanted to talk with you about stress and relaxing. One thing we want, the other one we don't, right? We want to relax. We don't want stress. If we have stress, we're probably not relaxing. Oh, it's just a challenge, isn't it? I'm going to tell you, in going through my dementia caregiving journey and going through my mama's passing, I can honestly say that the stressors in my life were not my mama. The stressors in my life were all the other people who were driving me bonkers. All the other things that were driving me bonkers. See, with my mama's dementia and her specifically, now, the dementia drove me a little crazy, but not my mama, because I realized that my mama was doing what my mama could do, and she did it very well, and she did all she could do, and she didn't mess around with that. She really gave her life everything she could give it right up until her last breath, which I had my hand on her when she took. So she was not my stressor, but boy, there were a lot of stressors. Guess what? Mama's passed away over 2 months now, and I still got stress. So that would tell me Mama was not my stressor. But life in general brings stresses, does it not? And just when you think you've got life figured out, something shows up, and you're like, oh, like that little boy on Home Alone, you know. I understand that. I really do. Well, I'm always telling my clients that they need to relax, but the benefits of relaxing and the benefits of taking time for yourself. I tell my clients that all the time. I'm not real good at taking my own little piece of wisdom there, but we do know that relaxing helps us to be more productive. It helps us to think clearer, to make better decisions. As my friend Sheila used to tell me, I need to get space between my ears and my shoulders, because if you spend your whole life like this and there's no space between your ears and your shoulders, then you're tense. Your whole body's going to respond to that. But if you can relax, pull those shoulders back, and get some breaths and let those breaths out. It's amazing what it does for you. So if you just breathe in to like the count of 3, And breathe out to the count of 3. And do that 5 or 6 times. And then maybe the next time you breathe into the count of 4 and out to the count of 4. What it will do, you'll feel your head, a little tingling sensation in your head. Endorphins being released that help with pain, help with anxiety, help with stress. And when you're in the middle of a situation that's uncomfortable, whether we're talking about caregiving for someone with dementia, or just life, your boss that's driving you bonkers, or your kids that won't sit down and shut up, breathing can be very helpful, so think about that. We know that stress builds cortisol. Now, cortisol is a hormone in your body that you need. Cortisol has benefits for your body, but what we know is very high levels of cortisol are not good. They build belly fat. Oh my gosh, I don't want no more dang belly fat, and I don't want no more hip fat. Lord have mercy, no. So cortisol is a bad thing in excess if your body's releasing too much cortisol. Prolonged levels of cortisol in the bloodstream can have several negative effects on your body, and here are a few. Impaired cognitive performance is the top of the list. Well, now, isn't that just interesting for the lady who talks about dementia? Yeah, impaired cognitive performance. So if you are stressed out, as I said earlier, you can't make good decisions. That's why they tell you once you've been through or in the grieving process for at least 6 months after someone passes away, you shouldn't buy or sell or sign anything because you're just not thinking quite as clearly. And that's true whether we're talking about coming through a grieving process or just an extremely stressful process such as caregiving. You got to be careful about what you do because your cognitive function can be affected if you've got a lot of stress and high levels of cortisol. So high levels of cortisol also suppresses thyroid function. Imbalance in your thyroid can lead to dementia that can be fixed, but it does lead to that inability to think clearly. Blood sugar imbalances. Blood sugar imbalances also can lead to inability to think clearly or dementia. Decreased bone density, decrease in muscle tissue. We're going to get all flabby. We don't want to do that. High blood pressure. Oh my goodness. Now that's not good for your brain. Anything's not good for your heart. It's not good for your brain. Lower immunity and inflammatory responses in the body. Slowed wound healing and other health consequences. Remember how we've talked about how we don't need inflammation in our body and stress causes cortisol to be released. Too much cortisol leads to inflammation. It's a bad thing all the way around. And then again, increased abdominal fat, which is associated with a greater amount of health problems than fat deposited in other areas of the body. So what they're talking about is that fat here that's more around your heart. That's not good. That's the only good thing I got going for me. My fat's in my rear end, and that's not affecting my heart so much, so I'm glad of that. Some of the health problems associated with increased stomach fat are heart attacks, strokes, developing metabolic syndrome, higher levels of the bad cholesterol, LDL, and the lower levels of the good cholesterol, which is HDL. You know, you can remember those cholesterols. LDL is the bad one. Think of it as lousy. And HDL is the good one. The H, think of it as happy. That's how I keep that straight in my head. So we've got to be very careful about learning to handle the stress in our life. Like I'm good at this. I'm so not, but I try. I'm trying very hard to handle this stress and to realize that if I don't, it's going to have a negative effect on me. And when it has a negative effect on me, it does affect other people. So what you need to do, and what I try to do, is think of peaceful settings in your world, peaceful things that you can do. What are they? As I said on my 8 o'clock, what I'm thankful for, we go for a walk every morning. We go for a walk in the evening. My husband walks 14 times during the day, but he's just crazy. But I have been trying to be observant of nature and the colors and the beauty in nature. That can be very relaxing. And I'm going to be posting a blog later today with pictures from some of the flowers and the palm trees and just how gorgeous nature is, and being thankful for that. Another thing you can do to reduce stress is to be thankful. To allow your brain to think about the good. Think about the beauty. Think about what you've got to be thankful for. And I don't care what kind of what you've got going on. And I know some of you, I've heard stories lately, and I know some of you got some really bad stuff going on. But you do have beautiful things in your world. You do have things to be thankful for. And I know you do because you're breathing. You're sucking wind, you got something to be thankful for. And if you are still sucking that wind, then God woke you up this morning and you're watching this show, He's got a job for you to do today. And when He ceases to have a job for you today, you will not wake up. So that means that we need to be thankful. There is work for us to do. And sometimes we're thinking, what in the world am I doing? All I am doing is staying in this house all day, wiping my mama's nose, trying to answer her questions 50,000 times a day, and hoping I can get her to the bathroom before she wets her pants. That's all I'm doing. Well, that's all you think you're doing. But you are making an impression on her. You think she's not noticing it, but there are moments in the day when she does. I'll guarantee you that. And people who know what you're doing and they're observing you and the way you're taking care of your loved one with a kind heart and a sweet smile and a voice that is calm and you're not being angry at them, you're making an impression on those folks. You're doing a good job. I'm proud of you. So think about those things. God's got a job for you to do. He's going to empower you. And He doesn't want you to be stressed in the doing of the work that He woke you up today to do. So let's make a pact that we're going to kick stress to the curb, all the way to the curb, on trash day especially, and have them pick it up and take it away. It's doing us no good. Wow, I wish I was good at that. But I am thinking about it a lot lately. Special thanks to our sponsor, our new sponsor, National Association of Veterans and Families. You can find them at 800-352-2919, www.navf.org. If you need veterans benefits or benefits for the spouse of a veteran, that's who you need to talk to, and tell them Carol sent you. And Beth Crosby, editorbeth.com. Contact her there through her website and let her help you with whatever it is in the written form that you have produced. HD Imports, located on Flint Street Extension in Rock Hill, South Carolina, 803-985-0985. Repair and maintenance of your Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Toyota, and Acura. Let me back up a little bit on NAVF, National Association of Veterans and Families. They help you no matter where in the country you are. They are there for you. So they are all over the United States. Well, I hope you have a good weekend. Today is Thursday. I will be back on Monday, and we're going to continue talking about good caregiving tips, good taking care of you tips. What is it we're talking about Monday? Let me look here. I've got my book. I always look the night before to see what it is I have planned for the next day. I seldom look too far. Oh, yes. Therapeutic fibbing. I'm going to give you permission to tell stories. Oh, you can make up some whoppers. And I'm going to tell you why that's okay and why it's not a sin. That's going to be a little bit disconcerting for some of you. I know, because I've had this conversation with other people. They're like, I am not lying to my loved one. Maybe you should. So we're going to talk about on Monday. Have a good weekend. I hope your LO has a good day, and you do too. And I hope you find some beautiful flowers to take a picture of and think about, God is really talented that He made these. See you Monday. Bye.